Hey guys, my name is Charles Dowd. I'm here to show you a Texas smoked brisket today. Basically, what you want to start with is a full-on brisket. This is what's called a deckel-off brisket. The brisket comes from the arm portion of the cow, so it's a little tough. It's a little hard to work with if you don't go with a long cooking process like smoking. But basically what we're going to do is rub it down with our spice rub, put it into our smoker for about 12 to 14 hours, depending on how you'd like to do, and then I'll show you how it comes out in the end. So what you do is you grab your spice rub, put it all around it. You really want to get it rubbed in as best you can. A simple spice rub you could work with. You go with paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, basically whatever flavors you want to get into it. There's just a couple key points you want to hit. You want to stay with your paprikas, it's going to give you a good crust on it. You want to stay with your salt for seasoning. You want to stay with your peppers for different spices and things. You can go garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper if you'd like, different dried herbs, whatever you'd like to go with. And once you get it nice and rubbed in here, you'll go ahead and throw it into any kind of smoker. In the case of the restaurant here, we use industrial size smokers. They're giant rotisserie smokers. For more of a home smoker, obviously it's going to be a smaller kettle smoker, so something that you're going to have a lot smaller, a lot less amount of wood that you're going to have going in there. In the end, you're going to look for the same amount of cooking time while maintaining an internal temperature of about 220 degrees inside the smoker. Give you that breakdown of the connective tissue and make a really good meal. Alright, so when you're ready to put it into the smoker, you're basically going to make sure that you want to have it fat side up so that the fat drains all the way down and basically baste the brisket while it's going. In the case of a home smoker, you're going to be putting the coals way at the bottom if it's a barrel smoker, or to one side or the other if it's a long horizontal smoker. Basically, you want to make sure that the internal temperature of the smoker never reaches over 220. That'll basically cook the outside of the brisket before it has a chance to bring any smoke in, and overcook the outside before the inside's ready. Once you get it in here, it's pretty much ready to go. In the case of our industrial smokers, they're going to go for about 12 to 14 hours on a constant rotisserie. In a home smoker, you may want to lower that to 10 to 12, depending on the heat that you're able to get out of it. But basically, you're overcooking the brisket. You're cooking it to the point where it breaks down and becomes really nice and smooth and everything like that. So internal temperature on the meat is going to be anywhere from 160 to 220, depending on how long you put it in there. But after 12 to 14 hours, he's pretty much good to go. Alright, so about 13 hours later, this is what you end up with. It's lost a couple of pounds of weight, just basically from fat draining off and connective tissue and things like that. Slicing it up is pretty simple. You've got two options. You can keep it whole and slice it all the way down the grain, or you can split it into two sides. In the restaurant, we split it into two sides because we sell the difference between lean and moist brisket. So if you slice it right down the center there, your moist brisket comes off here, your lean comes right here. Basically, what you want to do is trim up any little bits of fat that are kind of in the way. And the grain of the brisket is going right along this way. What you want to do is slice it against that grain so you have very little grain pieces inside when you're eating. So it just basically falls apart in your mouth. When you're slicing through it, you want to go about a 1/4 inch to, about almost 3/8 of an inch, depending on how you want to do it. And when you look at it, you've got this nice smoke ring along the side, turns kind of pink, a nice crust on the outside, and you end up with really, really good brisket. So there it is, Texas smoked brisket, 12 to 14 hours. Hope you guys have a really good time with it.